You're listening to the best of the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
The Full Melt. Can you give us a liner? Can you tell us, say, hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Full Melt Show?
To the bowl.
The full,
what show?
The Full Melt Show. Like
Full Melt Show.
Full melt, like full melt wax.
Well, the whole mouth show. Yeah, I'm deaf. I'm starting to hear different things.
That's okay.
The whole mouth show.
No, the full.
F-U-L-L.
The full melt.
Oh, the full mouth.
Full melt. M-E-L-T.
No.
The full melt. Like full melt wax.
Full. Oh, full mouth. M-O-U.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Give it to me again.
The
full.
full
I got that. What's the second one?
Full. F-U-L-L.
Uh-huh.
Melt. M-E-L-T.
The full melt.
Yes.
I got that one. Okay. Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Full Melt Show on... What are you on, man?
No, Tommy, I'm on the same thing that you are. Marijuana.
I think you got a bit there.
I think you're right.
Are you high? What are you
high.
talking about?
The Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
Hey, off to a false start today, but welcome to the Whole Mouth Show. Oh, God, I'll tell you what. Tommy Chong is he's a lifesaver. You know, it's been an emotional roller coaster, at least for me, these past few days. Up and down, up and down. It's like the Top Thrill dragster at Cedar Point. You're sitting there fine in your seat 1 minute, and then the next second you're shooting towards the sky, screaming, and then you're crying as you fall back to the ground, and then you come to a full stop. Oh, my God. It's, but that was going on Friday. Tommy was late to the show. He was a little bit preoccupied, shall we say. But I was sweating it out, I'll tell you. Sweating hard. No, I had nothing to go with. And then all of a sudden, Tommy shows up and gave it a full spin around. 180 degrees the other direction. And, wow, what a show that was. Finest interview, I believe, in the entire Detroit metro market. And now nationally on this program. So thanks to Tommy for giving us the whole mouth drop. Oh, you know what's funny is that I'm pretty blind and he's pretty deaf, and we're half a Helen Keller each. You know, trying to get us together on the radio is like crazy. But it certainly was a fantastic time. He the following day went out to the Hash Bash. I went out there ready to do a broadcast, and then right to the line to get into the porta potties, and couldn't get out of there. The flu just killing me. I mean, just beating down sweat, couldn't barely move. Pain, la-da-da-da-da, my vag hurts. Oh, my God. So I had to go. There was no way I could do a show. And so let me apologize to the guy that gives us the space out there, Michael at Green Planet. Michael, I had to go. There was nothing I could do. It was uncontrollable. So, but I do feel about 50% better. I think the stuff is kicking in that's making me better. I hope you're well, because that thing is sweeping the country, that 1 month flu. Good Lord. The number to call on the program if you want to review the Hash Bash. If you were out at the Hash Bash yesterday, please call up and tell us what you thought of the Hash Bash, where you were, what was most notable. I missed it. All my friends, a whole bunch of people completely missed out on what was going on. Look at the phones are lighting up already. Not sure who's here, but we'll find out. Hello, you're on the Full Melt Show. Hello? Are we there? It doesn't look like somebody's there. Let's try this line. Hello, you're on the Full Melt Show. Uh-oh. Nobody there either. What happened? Let's try this line. Hello, you're on the Full Melt Show. Something. Oh, that's why I had the wrong button on. Oh, good Lord. You see what I mean? Emotional roller coaster. Who is this? Are you there?
What?
I said, are you there?
I'm here. Yes, this is Josie. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Josie. It was my fault. I dumped 2 callers who wanted to come on the program, and they couldn't hear. I couldn't hear them. Thought they were gone. I thought you were gone, too, until I figured out I had the wrong button. That's how it works. Josie, were you out at the Hash Bash this weekend?
Yes, we were all at the Hash Bash this weekend. It's the 44th annual Hash Bash, but there's been a lot of evolution in this year's Hash Bash. It was 2 hours long rather than the usual hour. And I'm sure somebody else will go into detail about this, but it used to be a thing where you just come in, you smoke, and you get out as quickly as you can be. There was a lot more arrests. It was really hostile. It was more of a civil disobedience than a political rally. And now it's a big political rally. There's tons of politicians there. We had the mayor of Lansing.
Verge Monero, what a great guy. Dangerous man, according to Hybrid Life magazine.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I say dangerous man, according to Hybrid Life magazine.
Man. Mayor Verge is awesome. I still honestly don't know what you said, but Mayor Verge is awesome. He was a big proponent for getting legalization passed here citywide in Lansing. He's a big proponent for ending the war on drugs. He was our Democratic nominee for the 2008 election, the 2009 election, something like that. He's really phenomenal. He's one of the best politicians we have in Michigan. Not only for the cause, but for human rights in general.
Did he say anything notable? Did you hear something out of his mouth that you're like, wow, that's really cool? I don't think she can hear me very well.
I can't hear anything that you're saying. I really wish I could. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It might be a studio issue. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes there is a ghost left in the machine. That's a police joke. Listen, Josie, thanks for calling. I know you can't hear me. We'll move on. Hello, you're on the Full Melt Show. I'm sorry about that earlier.
Hello.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, this is Cheshire Babies. What are you doing, Steve? How are you doing?
Hey, Cheshire. I know you were out there. You were standing right up on the stage at Hash Bash, weren't you? I saw you in the pictures.
Oh, yes, I was in quite a few of them. One of my friends called me the Belle of Hash Bash, but I think that there are many, many, many others out there that are more notable than me. But
I don't know about that. The notorious right. Cheshire Baby.
You know, I want to tell you that I'm sorry that your vag was hurting on the way.
Hey, you know, if you can't laugh at yourself, you just cry. So I laugh. I choose to laugh.
Right on.
Best medicine besides marijuana, or maybe they're about equal. I don't know. One makes you do the other, I think.
Yes. Well, I wanted to call in and talk about hash.
Hey, sorry about that. I turned the mic off to coughing. I know you can still hear the cough. Sorry about that.
Please go ahead. Hawk up a lung. That's okay.
It's that leftover flu, I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that John Sinclair, when he busted out his poem with Lace on the guitar, oh, my God, that was one of the most beautiful moments that I've ever had at Hash Bash. It really rocked. John Sinclair was great. All the speakers. You had Rick Thompson, you had the Singer, you had Tommy Chong. You had all these great speakers. And, you know, I have to say that Monroe Street Fair was packed, shoulder to shoulder, but you could see every vendor. You could get to everywhere that you had to go. So, you know, the complaints that I've seen so far, you know, they're 1 in a million compared to all those that had a great fucking time, right?
You know, some years it's a wash because of the weather.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that, of course. It was chilly. It was gray. But you know what? We've had worse hash bashes, have we not?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Some years it's bad. I think this was an awesome turnout. People had a fabulous time.
The turnout was phenomenal. I was standing right out there on the stage when everything was going on, and as far as the eye could see, you could just see swarms of people and puffs of smoke.
You know, I've never seen so much open smoking. I mean, even at Cannabis Cup. At the Cannabis Cup in Denver, I've never seen as much smoking openly in public as I have at the Hash Bash. A lot of it.
Right. Well, you know what? Us people, we are shining. We are standing up. starting to stand up. I'm sorry. We are saying that this is our herb, this is our right, and you can't stop us.
Cheshire, if you're you got a kind of a bad cell connection. Is there a way you can move towards a window or something where you get a little better connection there?
I have no idea. Maybe.
It's just you were fading out. It was hard to hear.
Does this work better?
It does. It sounds a lot better.
I had headphones on so I could hear you better.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Please don't be sorry. No. The weather was okay. The weather was not too bad. It was a little nipply, if you will.
Your brights were on? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it was great. What more can you ask for than a bunch of people to come united for one purpose? You can't get the medical community to do that. You can't get the legalization community to do that. But for one damn day out of the year, Hash Bash, or you have Hemp Fest or whatever out in Seattle, you have people that are coming together for a common right, and that's a human right, and that's all of our right.
I can't really wait to see what it's like in Chicago at the Navy Pier. I just doubt there's going to be any smoking there. They just got, didn't they just pass something in Chicago with the medical marijuana?
I'm sorry?
Chicago, medical marijuana, the Navy Pier in July. There's a big festival out there. I'd like to compare and contrast between Chicago and Ann Arbor. Once I get there, it'll be interesting to see the difference.
Well, it doesn't matter whether it's in Ann Arbor, whether it's in Chicago, whether it's in any other city. We all need to rise as a collective and say that this is our right, this is what we deserve, and it needs to come together on a medical and legalization level, that we need to be able to join hands. I know that since long before we've been routing, dude, free the weed. Gotta love Richard. And then
you're talking about Richard Clemens.
Richard Clemens, yes, I am.
Richard Clemens Sr.
And then you have people on the medical side, like little Alyssa, 18 years old, who survived a brain cancer tumor since age 14 off of RSO. Okay, whether you want it recreationally or whether you want it medically, I think it's important to vote, get your voice heard, and get active.
Now that you mentioned Richard Clemens, I got to get him on the program, just because he's free the weed! Free! The first time I met him, he was grabbing the mic after an open event in Lansing, and free the weed! Free the weed! And I was standing right up there. I'm like, oh, there's a vagrant. No, you can't have the microphone. I think he would be funny on the program. Cheshire, if you can hang on through the break, stand by. We'll talk more about the Hash Bash right here on the Full Melt Show. You got it. You're listening to the best of the Full Melt.
You're getting the Full Melt.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Well, this formula is specifically to grow cannabis.
That's Ray Kogo for Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients.
Now, everybody knows that large buds and tight buds come from genetics, and then the amount of light you use. The other part is having the correct nutrients that the plant's going to use. Mine specifically to grow cannabis, so it's going to get everything that it needs.
Ray knows what you may not. Those nutrient companies you can get in most grow shops are not cannabis specific. That means they take the stuff out of the bloom that your plant needs in bloom. You can get Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients too. It's just 2 1-gallon jugs that make over 600 gallons of nutrients, all for less than $100. See the difference for yourself.
More trichomes, bigger buds, faster growth, and for less money.
Go to CANNABISformula.com or call Ray direct at 517-375-8998. That's 517-375-8998. Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients.
Does your dog or cat suffer with joint disorders, arthritis, anxiety, cancer, chronic pain, or other ailments? Hemp or cannabis-based medicinal products are now legal. Why should your pets go without the same options that we have available? Try Sativus, a daily hemp oil with CBD. Sativus is quality inspected and made in the USA. Easy to use drops are applied directly to your pet's food. For your pet's wellness, try Sativus drops. Ask for Sativus at your local pet store or learn more at petpain.com.
It's not easy out there. but it can be easier. And when it comes to medical marijuana in Michigan and chronic pain management, Dr. Bob Townsend, renowned for his patient advocacy and deep understanding of how patients and medical marijuana certifications fit together, makes it his hallmark to educate and provide the best holistic treatment for your condition. His knowledgeable staff makes you feel warm and welcome, and Dr. Bob makes you feel well. With locations across the state in Cadillac and Gaylord, Kalamazoo, Marquette, Mount Pleasant, Muskegon, Saginaw, Traverse City, you can't beat the convenience and feeling you get knowing you have someone on your side that cares. Denali Healthcare is on the web at denalihealthcaremi.com. Get answers to your holistic health questions or schedule an appointment now by calling 989-339-4464. Chronic pain management and holistic health answers is what they do. It's all they do. DenaliHealthcareMI.com. Get your certification and peace of mind now by making an appointment with Dr. Bob Townsend at 989-339-4464.
In this cold weather, I suffer many aches and pains, which keep me from doing the things I enjoy, like playing the piano, crafting, and spending time with my grandchildren. Toledo Hemp Center, 1419 Sylvania Avenue, has shown me there is an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. I use CBD, cannabidiol, infused hemp lotions, oral sprays, and topical oils. Thank you, Toledo Hemp Center, for helping me restore and maintain my health with no side effects and no high. Find out more at ToledoHempCenter.com.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. You know, growing up as a kid, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, because we didn't have the Cartoon Network when I was growing up. But you remember the Warner Brothers cartoon with Wile E. Coyote and the crazy dog, the dog that had the hair down over his head. He was a sheepdog. And, on Saturday mornings, we'd get up and watch the cartoons, and there was always this one segment. It was a recurring segment. We'd see it all the time. Our cartoons when I was a kid, repeated horribly. You'd see the same cartoon maybe, a couple times a year, three times a year, maybe four. If you watched them in syndication, you'd see it more often. But there was this one where, the dog and the wolf, the coyote, mortal enemies. They're out there battling each other. They go through this whole routine about one chasing the other and one avoiding the other, and one's always getting smashed. And right in the middle of it, a bell rings. The dog is choking the coyote. He's got him in a grip that he's about to kill the coyote. And a bell rings. And all of a sudden, the sheepdog puts down the coyote. He's, it's the end of the workday, Ralph. And they'd reach over and grab a punch clock card and punch the time clock. Hey, have a good night, Ralph. Good day. Click. Punch that card. And they'd all walk off as friends. And that's how I see some of these guys in Congress doing. I was just describing that. They're best buddies off the court. But you get them up on the gridiron and spit and fire. My good friend, the senator from such and such, is a complete jackass. That's horrible policy. Then they go home and hang out and drink beers and watch TV and talk about girls. And it's just so strange. Our guest this hour is Bill Levin. He's the founder of the First Church of Cannabis in Indiana. Just formed last Thursday. Welcome to the program, Bill.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thank you for asking. It sounds like you are neck deep in alligators with the media and activism and responding to Governor Pence's RFRA initiative.
All I'm doing is sharing love, and I'm doing it as loud and as wide as possible.
There are some who would say, when they hear about this subject, because right now they're all mesmerized about the LGBT thing, that somebody's going to get discriminated against. That's really what this law was built around, is that central subject. Really about people being able to deny somebody, look, I don't want to make a cake for you because you guys are fags, and I can't deal with that. It's against the tenets of my religion. I can say fag because I'm gay.
Oh, okay. Well.
So we're not going to let you do that. We're not going to let you come here. No, you got to go. You go find another guy to make a cake because it's not going to be this guy. And most people would say that's equivalent to, a black person going into a restaurant and being refused service. Oh, you can't come to this IHOP. We don't like your kind here. Go away. Go eat somewhere else. You're not welcome here. And that's just outright discrimination. And people have civil protections. They have civil rights in this country. And So does this amount to that? Are there some civil protections afforded under the RFRA, indeed, if you use cannabis as a sacrament in your religion, Bill Levin?
Well, we're certainly going to find out. I believe there is.
I think you might be right.
You know, cannabis is a part of American life. It's part of human life. It's part of human culture. We've had it around for years. It's time we have a religion where this is an official sacrament. Equality. I am pushing love, unconditional. So I came up with the new Deity Dozen. It's just 12 pathways to life. It's real simple stuff, and it relates to what's going on today. You know, 100 million years ago, when Moses was walking around the desert, he did not have Dr. Scholl's inserts on his feet, and he didn't have a GPS.
No, he didn't.
He
didn't have Twitter or Facebook or the Internet.
Right. We live in a different society. We have to address these things. We drive by poison houses every day that serve burgers and fries and soda pop to our children. They have drive-through windows to poison people.
We still put brominated vegetable oil, BVO, in soda pop here. It's banned everywhere else.
Don't get me started on soda pop.
I'm just agreeing with you, Bill. I'm spreading the love.
Yeah, baby, I love it too. Unfortunately, I was the first Jolt Cola distributor in the state, so.
Oh, holy cow!
Yeah. All the sugar, twice the caffeine, the need for a better tasting soft drink.
They still sell that Jolt. It's been upped by the Red Bulls of the world and the ultra high content caffeine energy drinks.
Right. But
I see kids running around with those energy drinks like they're going out of style. $4 a pop.
Jolt Cola into Indiana, they told me nobody would ever want to have a highly caffeinated drink, that I was crazy.
Tell that to the caffeine guys and the Starbucks people.
Yeah.
How does cannabis become a central focus of a religion? How does that work out? Is this because you truly have central beliefs about cannabis as a plant and that it's an integral part of your life and that it needs to be somehow celebrated and somehow revered and paid attention to and have some ceremony about it?
Well, I don't know about the ceremony.
Wait a minute. Isn't the art of smoking cannabis all by itself a bit of a ceremony?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, the love we put into breaking up a bud tenderly and just, getting it perfect for a joint, that's heartfelt prayer. Everybody does it, their own way, but the end of your prayer session, you're smiling.
Sure. But it's a process. It doesn't matter if people are using cannabis oil or wax, or if they're vaporizing, or if they're smoking a bowl, or smoking just marijuana itself, or using an edible. I mean, there's a whole sexy tease that goes into the lead up to the consumption, isn't there?
Yeah.
Isn't that ceremonial in and of itself every time you do it? It seems to me that there's a routine, a ritual there.
Yeah, there is. Everybody will have a personal ritual on how they partake to, keep their body healthy.
Right.
We have an endocannabinol system in our body, right?
Endocannabinoid system, yes, sir, recently discovered, and an argument, I would say, that our bodies were evolved with this plant.
Our body, yes, and our body requires this plant as a health supplement, or it falls apart.
Agreed.
And the endocannabinol system, it gets screwed up with pollution and bad food. And I got a dog. He never graduated from doctor school, but when he gets sick, he goes out across the yard. He walks across all the grass. He goes over to this one grass that's a little taller and a little more different, and he eats it. He throws up. His instinct told him that is the particular grass that is going to make you healthy.
That's the stuff he needed, so he sought it out.
Right. As human beings, we go to cannabis because we know it makes us healthy.
Would you agree with the concept that people who seek out cannabis, because they make up a small representation of the overall population, people who use cannabis routinely as a part of their everyday ritual, their everyday affairs?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you say that, wouldn't it be a good theoretical argument, because it's one that I'd like to make, that maybe some of these people are lacking in cannabinoids that their body needs? So again, just like the dog looking to make himself better in the stomach, seeks out the thing that causes that betterment. by balancing what was before lacking in a system that is dysfunctional. Isn't that much the same thing? Should I call you Reverend now, Bill?
Yeah. Call me anything, just not late to dinner.
I don't like to be late for dinner either. So there's much akin here to basic fundamental human existence.
Yes.
This process of a religion and the plant. They seem to be entwined at some level.
Well, this plant, I answer to the plant. This plant has been lied about, misused. It's a good plant. It's a beautiful plant. It's a loving plant. It's a giving plant. It is a healthy plant. It is a plant that only brings good things, with the exception of that bastard Harry Anslinger who started this whole fucking landslide.
Well, and he did, too. He really tore down. Let's just talk about that a second. I mean, he referred to, when he began the campaign to demonize cannabis, amongst the other drugs that he demonized, the idea that, and I lost my point, the cannabis, I completely lost that thought. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Look, so Harry Anslinger, I know what it was. He takes the word cannabis, and he doesn't use cannabis. He doesn't say cannabis. He doesn't refer to the demon weed as cannabis. He calls it marijuana with the H in there.
Right.
And
that is correct.
Marijuana is a slang term in those days that most people were not familiar with. It wasn't part of popular culture, because when you went to the doctor who had this substance in every doctor had this substance in their bag in one form or another: a tincture, a lotion, a gel, a topical, some kind of oral spray. There are all kinds of different cannabis related remedies in a doctor's home visitation bag. They were all referred to as cannabis extract, cannabis this, cannabis that. That's how people knew this plant, this substance, before the Prohibition realm. And so he used the word marijuana as a way to deflect that popular notion, because everybody knew that they're going to get, if they get sick and they get the flu, or the doctor's going to give you some kind of cough syrup or medicine that's got the cannabis in there. You're going to feel a lot better. It's going to help you sleep. You're going to get some rest. You're going to get some healing. But using the word marijuana, it's okay to demonize marijuana, because that's that weird thing that's coming from Mexico. Oh, we don't like those Mexican guys. It was a racist thing. And a way to confuse people.
No, it was straight up racist.
Do you think that there will be a challenge if you open a church and people openly partake of cannabis as a sacrament, as a religious rite in a part of church services, that somebody will make a complaint, or that some other action will be taken by the state to stop said activity inside that church?
I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. If they want to go through that dance, I'll dance. No problem.
So you're willing to take on that challenge?
Yeah. Look, what I am doing is based on love, compassion, understanding, equality. I have the best foundation in the world. I am an honest man who is doing a good thing.
But your detractors, Bill Levin, would say that you're just a cannabis activist. This has always been about free the weed. We still believe that this is a dangerous, harmful substance that should not, in the quote of Chris Christie, be allowed in our society. That it's a slippery slope, that all of the reasonable research, all the objective material that we have on this subject tells us that this is bad for society. And they're going to say, aren't you, Bill Levin, just a cannabis activist using religion as a skirt to hide from your criminal activity? Isn't that what this is? They would say.
No, I put forth a standard of living that I have lived, the 12 pathways of life. Okay? And I said, I want to open a church. And, people looked at me for years and said, you smoke religiously. And I said, yes, I do.
Pun intended.
All I did is start a church and say, this is my, this is what I believe in. If you believe in it, please come to our church and pray.
You're not saying that anybody that comes to the church has got to use marijuana, no?
No. Look, I don't care if you smoke or if you don't smoke. We are celebrating joy, life, positive things. We're not going to ask you to stand up, sit down, kneel, go in a box and tell all your sins. If we have a box, it's going to be a laugh box, and you got to go in the box and tell a joke.
A laugh box. I like the idea. But there are going to be people who point at that and say that is just a lie, that is all just a good reason to go party somewhere.
Well, wait a minute. They're saying that because I don't believe in their magic book, and I'm not following their magic book. I'm sorry. I'm writing my own new book, and it's not going to be about magic. It's going to be about humans, love, and compassion.
In the traditional sense, if you went to a Catholic church, you couldn't be saved under certain conditions. I mean, you got to be baptized. You have to be reborn in the Holy Spirit. I mean, there are certain things that you have to agree to do. There's a ceremony. It's officiated.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait, Bill. Just hang on a second. It's being officiated by a reverend, somebody who's been granted, ordained, an ability to perform these ceremonies in this kind of a church. So I'm just kind of drawing the correlation. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe you can tell me I'm full of shit. But
no, I don't want that kind of dogma in my church.
Well, I'm just saying, in that situation, you couldn't be saved. In this one, not using cannabis is not going to keep you from being a part of the harmony that you're preaching, the love, the community, the sense of good spirit and goodwill in your church can still be without this participation in consumption of cannabis.
Right.
But for those who find that that cannabis would be a stronger bridge to that happiness, by all means. Am I correct?
Yeah. It's look, we're just sharing love,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
And we're doing it with cannabis because, bottom line, when you leave church, what do? You go home and you smoke a joint. Before you go to church, you go smoke a joint. It's why not bring the joint into the service? It's part of your lifestyle. Churches are meant to be something that fulfill your faith and your spiritual need, not to follow somebody's doctrine from 5,000 years ago.
I gotcha. Our guest this hour is Bill Levin, a founder of the First Church of Cannabis in Indiana, in response to the RFRA signed by Governor Bill Pence of state.
Mike Pence.
I'm sorry, Mike Pence. My mistake. Stand by. We'll talk more with him after the break. Hang on.
You're getting the full milk.
You're listening to the best of the full milk.
If you or someone you know received a traffic ticket, has been charged with a misdemeanor, drinking and driving, criminal offense, or has had their driver's license taken away, they need an attorney. They need attorney Glenn McCandless. He's helped hundreds of people solve their legal problems over the past 16 years.
My law firm is dedicated to providing quality legal services at affordable rates.
Call us at 586-755-2900. Again, that's 586-755-2900. Call now.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Dorr Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
In this cold weather, I suffer many aches and pains, which keep me from doing the things I enjoy, like playing the piano, crafting, and spending time with my grandchildren. Toledo Hemp Center, 1419 Sylvania Avenue, has shown me there is an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. I use CBD, cannabidiol, infused hemp lotions, oral sprays, and topical oils. Thank you, Toledo Hemp Center, for helping me restore and maintain my health with no side effects and no high. Find out more at Toledo Hemp ToledoHempCenter.com.
Does your dog or cat suffer with joint disorders, arthritis, anxiety, cancer, chronic pain, or other ailments? Hemp or cannabis-based medicinal products are now legal. Why should your pets go without the same options that we have available? Try Sativus, a daily hemp oil with CBD. Sativus is quality inspected and made in the USA. Easy-to-use drops are applied directly to your pet's food. For your pet's wellness, try Sativus drops. Ask for Sativus at your local pet store or learn more at petpain.com.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
I'll tell you what, I was really scared there for a minute because I had nothing else to back up in the absence that you weren't here, Mr. Chong. So I was ready in case you didn't show up or for whatever reason, God bless you. I was like, I'm going to pull the plug on the show. I got nothing. I'm sitting here tap dancing. I got nothing. So I'm really glad that you had a chance to come through. Listen, can I ask?
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, and this kind of thing happens to me out on location all the time. People are always constantly walking up to me going, hey, da-da-da-da-da, I heard you on the show, and I saw this thing, or I did that thing, or the last time, they're all my friends of the radio show come up to me, and they want to talk to me, but they don't realize that I'm buried in the show, and I can't say a thing. So it's easy to get distracted. Listen,
yeah, it is. Yeah, what?
I wanted to ask you, on the beginning of the program, I played a little segment from an interview with you and Cheech Marin on the Tom Green show last year. Do you remember that interview?
Oh, yeah. Sure, a little bit.
You guys were talking about, and the segment, that piece that I played out of it was the bit about, you were telling about how Cheech would sometimes be out driving around or something would happen and he wasn't doing the right thing and somebody would pull him over and they go, oh, it's just you. He almost knocked somebody off of a cop off of a bike or something, and the cop's like, oh, hey, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
That didn't work so well with Mr. Ashcroft, did it? With the whole bong thing back in the day.
No, well, it was my views on marijuana that got me in trouble. And I was sharing them too liberally with right-wing radio hosts.
Oh.
And I rubbed Ashcroft the wrong way in St. Louis.
I was going to say, I
used to go on right-wing radio a lot because, of my crazy views.
Right. Well,
and Ashcroft and the Bush people, they must have had a nice meeting about it and decided to take me down.
It wasn't just you. They took down. There's a little place called the Dream Factory in Brighton, Michigan, right near here, where the studio is. In fact, it's probably about half an hour from here. But that place, that guy had the guy that owns the place. It's just a little tiny shop, but they got the bongs and they got all the stuff in there. And boy, they shut him down. They took like a house and a half full of glass products from him and threatened to do the same thing. Hey, if you continue to do this online, we're gonna put you in jail. So I think it's.
Well,
go ahead.
It was a cash cow for the DEA for many, many, many years. Too many years,
It still is, isn't it?
It generated billions of dollars for these outlaw gangs, It's a racist law, and, like gay marriage is going to pass like a fart in a dust storm,
Well, that's one way of putting it for sure. Listen, can I get you to do us a favor before you get off the program here? Because I know you're busy and you got all kinds of stuff going on. Can you give us a liner? Can you tell us, say, hey, this is Tommy Chong and you're listening to the Full Melt Show?
To the
the Full Melt Show. Like
Full Melt Show.
Full Melt, like Full Melt Wax.
Well, the whole mouth show. I'm deaf. I'm starting to hear different things.
That's okay.
The whole mouth show.
No, the full. F-U-L-L. The Full Melt.
Oh, the full mouth.
Full Melt. M-E-L-T.
No.
The Full Melt. Like Full Melt Wax.
The full. Oh, Full Melt. M-O-U. I'm sorry. Give it to me again. The full. I got that. What's the second one?
Full. F-U-L-L. Melt. M-E-L-T.
The Full Melt.
Yes.
I got that one. Okay. Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Full Melt Show on... What are you on, man?
On thefullmelt.com.
On the what?
On the fullmelt.com. That's okay. But that's good enough. We'll use that.
I think you got a bit there.
I think you're right. Listen, the politics of the country have changed recently. People used to use you as a speaker about this. I mean, because they know your point of view on this. They know that you're opposed to prohibition. There was a story I saw in the paper that is it the National Cannabis Retailers Association or the National they decided to change up
from Washington.
What happened there?
They decided to disinvite me to Washington. You mean?
What? Oh, see, that bugs me. Did it bug you? No.
No, not at all. I understand. It's the way, I have a way of exposing hypocrisy. And so I'm like the test for the hypocrisy. The people that say one thing and for different reasons, and the thing is, it's a good thing because it brings attention to what we're trying to do, what we're doing.
I think just the fact that they put that story in kind of brought some attention to the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. It is the kind of publicity that you kind of want, to bring attention to the cause that you're fighting for.
Well, it's a big cause. It's a big fight because it has huge, unimaginable public impact. Anybody that was around before 1970, 71, where they started the Controlled Substance Act and all of the big drug war that followed it, especially with regards to cannabis, it wasn't that big of a deal then. And then when they flipped that switch, a lot of people started going to prison, jail, probation.
It was a big lie. Yeah, it was a big lie and perpetrated on the people back in 1938.
Harry Anslinger.
They lied. They just lied through their teeth about, the evils of the reefer. And now the cell phone is what's freed everybody.
Really?
Because now you can't lie without going to your cell phone and doing a lie check right immediately as people are talking. So that's what brought us to where we are today.
Where do you expect, or do you expect? Do you have any expectancy for when you might see some change at the federal level? I mean, just if you're reading the tea leaves, do you care?
I would imagine it's got to be an election issue. I think the first candidate that major candidate that comes out in favor is going to win by a landslide. Because that's the way the country's leaning, and it's not going to lean back the other way at all,
Well, it's a genie that you can't put back in the bottle for sure.
No, for sure. It's a tsunami. It's a tsunami of common sense.
Well, you can only oppress people for so long before they fight back, before they do start taking change under their own way.
Well, it's lies that perpetuate wars. That it's people lying about other people. And that's what the pot eliminates that, because you can only think of what you're doing at the time. You don't have the ability to remember stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, looking back into history, that it's been a long, hard-fought war. I mean, it's been a blood-filled war, and most of that blood's been on the other side of the border, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with evil intentions, you always you reap evil results, and that's what's happening here. It's the old as you reap, so shall ye sow, and that's what we're seeing. Karma, what goes around comes around, and it's inescapable, and we're just watching the whole world go through it now.
What's next for Tommy Chong? Where are you going to go after you head out of here talking at the Hash Bash?
I'm going to create a political, a position in the government, the people's drug czar.
The people's drug czar.
And I want the people's drug czar. And the way I become the people's drug czar is by having everybody that thinks that I should be the world's drug czar will donate $1 to my re-election campaign.
How are you going to do that? Do like a GoFundMe thing? And because I'd start donating to that right away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right away, I'm going to. It's like a Kickstart thing. You know, I'm just going to go on my website, and that's what I'm going to announce. You know, that I'm running for a self-created post in the government world called the world's drug czar.
I think you make a great spokesperson, Tommy. I think you do. I think
that's what I'm saying.
You've got this well under wraps. You know the history. You know where this is going. You know who you need to talk to. The thing that I have a hard time with go ahead.
Well, the biggest thing for me is that I'm a good example. You know, like I went on Dancing with the Stars, and you know I'm the oldest guy ever to get as far as I did. You know, and I said it publicly, and I'll say it again. I owe it all to pot. You know, that's what keeps me young, because I can't remember to grow old.
You know, I'm nearly 50 years old, and in my head, I'm still 17. But I'll tell you what, I have to give you hats off, because there's no way at 48 right now that you could get me out on that stage in the shiny, fancy stuff dancing. Because, number one, I can't dance. I'm just a white boy. But number two...
Well, that can be a whole drawback if you're a dancer. You know, no talent could be definitely a drawback.
Yeah, I have no talent.
The thing is, everybody has a dance. It's just, you know, some are really, you know, a lot better than others.
Sure.
But everybody can dance. Everybody has a dance, because dancing is just moving to music. And everybody can, and if you can't move to music, that means you're not concentrating.
We're hitting the break again, Tommy. Will you stick with us? We're almost done with the program, but I got a couple more things for you. Can you hang on?
Sure.
Hang on.
You're getting the full melt.
You're listening to the best of the Full Melt.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Dorr Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571. 571.
People believe lots of things. A recent study showed that 1 in 5 thought the sun revolved around the earth. 50% believe they can sense someone staring at the back of their head. Some fake beliefs can make you laugh, but others are dangerous. Like the misconception, recently dispelled by the American Medical Association, that marijuana has no medicinal value, which caused police departments over the past century to arrest millions. So, will cops change their minds now that medical marijuana is legalized? Just because you confront a misconception with facts, don't think that people will automatically see the light. When the issue is our perceived safety, facts and logic often do not apply. It goes beyond the simple resistance to admitting you are wrong. It has to do with how ideas take root in our brains. When we first hear something, it gets processed in an area deep in our brain called the hippocampus. But as we think about it and remember it, it gets more deeply written into our cerebral cortex. Rewriting those deep beliefs is especially hard. When false beliefs face new information, it turns out the truth doesn't always set people free.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
So it's a Hash Bash tomorrow. Starts at noon on the Diag in Ann Arbor. You know, this is a nationally focused program, but hopefully we'll give you a taste of what's happening out there, what it's like to be out at the Monroe Street Fair. Our guest this hour has been Tommy Chong, who's going to be speaking at the protest part of this event, which is known as the Hash Bash. Thanks for coming back on the show, Tommy.
Yeah, no, my pleasure, Mick.
So I wanted to ask you, so is it TommyChong.com? Is that where people can hook up with you and maybe watch to see when you create your little political campaign and start to donate?
Yeah, well, you Google Tommy Chong and you'll get Tommy Chong. You know, I'm on the Cheech and Chong site. I have my own, Facebook, Tommy Chong, and Twitter is at Tommy Chong. So it's all about Tommy Chong.
So I wanted to. So I'm going to be out there tomorrow doing this live broadcast at the street fair. Are you going to go across? You got to go across the street and hang out at Dominic's and get some nice food and enjoy the street fair a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to be out in front of at Monroe and Tappan, at the corner of Monroe Street and Tappan, in front of the Green Planet, which is an awesome dispensary right there. We'll have a little tent. It'll say Cannalock on the front. It's one of our sponsors. Should have our sign in the back. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do a T-shirt exchange. I'll sign a T-shirt and give it to you for you to wear. It's a Full Melt Show shirt, and then I'll get a Tommy Chong shirt, and you can sign it for me, and we'll wear it around. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds okay. Depends what kind of quality is the shirt we're going to trade.
Oh, it's a high-quality shirt. I mean, it's got the Full Melt logo on there. It's got the Hash Bash 2015 on there.
And nothing obscene.
No. Nope.
I can wear it in front of my kids.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I would never. Yeah, our show's a clean show. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's a clean show.
Would not surprise you like that.
As long as you're not showing, as long as you're not showing any penises or vaginas.
No, none of that. No, we save the penises and the vaginas. That's a different show. That's a whole different show.
And the hole too. Don't forget the hole.
Look, I just got to thank you for coming on the program today. And thanks for coming out and taking the stake that you do, because without people like you, Mr. Chong, a lot of people continue to suffer. And one by one, state by state, city by city, we're going to nail this thing down and do the people right.
Yeah, well, the way I look at that, if it wasn't me, there would be someone else doing it. But as long as it's me, I'm happy with that.
I'm glad you're doing it. You do it well.
Okay, man. Me too.
Thanks again, sir.
Okay, well, take care now.
Enjoy yourself. We'll see you out there at the fair.
See you tomorrow.
Yep, we'll see you out there tomorrow. Thanks again.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. So that was most interesting. I have to tell you. He had me scared there at first. Had me frightened. Normally, under normal circumstances, without the crazy flu, I'd have something in the wings waiting just in case. I just do that. That's what we do in live. Anytime you do something live, the show goes on. If you're on stage and your costume rips, there's somebody else who can come out and take your place for a minute while you fix the costume and go back on stage. There's another costume. There's somebody who can fix the costume. I got nobody here to fix the costume. So I was really at a loss. Without Mr. Chong coming on the program today, but I'm so glad he did. And looking forward to everybody out there tomorrow at the Hash Bash, because, again, it's the big kickoff to the – it seems like everybody uses that as a kickoff, the springboard to the summer, the people in the cannabis community. And, it's a chance for people to reacquaint, spot people you haven't seen in sometimes years. And in this case, if you've never seen Tommy Chong, get out there and get a T-shirt. Watch the speakers out there at the Diag, and then hop across to the Monroe Street Fair and enjoy a lot of the vending activities over there. There is a crap ton of stuff over at the Monroe Street Fair to take advantage of. And I'm pretty sure there are no penises and no vaginas anywhere. I think the closest thing we got to a penis at the street fair was the Green Man. There's a guy that sometimes shows up at these events in an entirely, it's like a one big green spandex, head to toe. He's a green guy. It's just like a spandex bodysuit. The whole thing, head, it's like Spider-Man, but it's all green. He's the Green Man. I don't know what they call him. But, yeah, you want to look at him from like the waist up. Because if you catch from the waist down, just even on a glimpse, no, I was not expecting that. How am I going to get that out of my head now? So that's the closest we've ever gotten. I don't know. If the Green Man shows up, I'll take a picture and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the male version of Camel Toe, I think. I'm not exactly sure. So, the event schedule as it comes up this summer. Look forward to us being out in July. Middle of the month in July, we'll be in Chicago, broadcasting live from the Navy Pier out there. There's a big medical marijuana conference that they do out there. I remember seeing this conference long before, even California did this. I remember, well, maybe not. Maybe it was right after California in 96 did the medical marijuana thing. They started holding this cannabis-related convention out at the Navy Pier in Chicago. A huge area, beautiful, looking out there on the lake. Lake Michigan is gorgeous from that standpoint. As you're sitting on, what is that, the Miracle Mile? What is it, the Golden Strip? I don't know. There's a big strip that goes right through downtown. It's like 8 lanes wide or some crazy thing. Right through the downtown area. And looking off onto the shore, it's beautiful. So hopefully, if you're listening in the Chicago area, you'll get a chance to see us out there then. But this thing happened back in 96, 97. I remember I was in Cleveland at the time, and I was like, you know what? I could probably get a booth out there and go get some shirts printed up, some marijuana shirts printed up, some, put the leaf on there. Typical. I was younger then. And go out there and make a bunch of money selling shirts. I had it all figured out. I never made it out there. Something didn't go right. I think something with the T-shirt order went wrong. And I'm kind of glad it did. That might not have been a good adventure. My art design capabilities have gone up tremendously since that point in time. But what's funny is now I got to go back after the program's done in just a few more minutes here and clip that little piece out where Tommy says, I got the whole bit now. I practically have a Howard Stern bit with Tommy Chong saying the full melt. The what? I could probably make about 10 or 12 intros out of that alone. And I'm so happy that he did that for us because, he could have said, you know what, screw you. If you want me to do that, why don't you contribute to my political campaign? We'll talk about it in the future. That might have been what I did. I don't know. But so I'm gonna. Well, I can't. There's no way I can even play it back now because it's still part of the existing live broadcast. But that'll be a lot of fun. Also coming up this year, where else are we going? There's someplace else that's happening that's big. I'm kind of contemplating. Should we end up out in Denver to the Cannabis Cup this year? It's only coming up here. Cannabis Cup is the weekend. I don't have the calendar in front of me. It's the weekend of the 420 weekend. Let's look at the calendar real quick. Mailboxes will not do. I have to look at the calendar. Okay, here we go. So, it looks like January, February, April. So it's going to be the 18th, 19th, 17th, 18th, 19th, it looks like. Oh, boy, that might be too quick. I don't know if I could get it out there that fast. So in the alternative, I know there are some other events happening here locally for 420. 420 actually falls on a Monday. And so I know one of our sponsors, the Sweet Leaf, is having a big 420 festival out there. That would probably be my second go-to if I don't do the Denver thing. In fact, I'm probably just going to commit to that right now. We shall be out there. So Bob, Florida Bob, and the gang out at Sweet Leaf, what a great gang they are out there. Plan on us being there on April 20th, Monday, April 20th, to do your 420 party. Because it looks like it's going to be gangbusters. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And people love to celebrate the 420. So I got to thank you for coming to the program today. I'll tell you what. Had me sweating. I'll never do that again. It's the first time I ever did that where I didn't have a number for me to call. Learning the lessons quickly about the guests. There just wasn't an option for me to call. Nobody said, here's the number to call when you're ready. So learning quickly there. Never again. I tell you, I was not only beating sweat off my forehead because I got the flu, but some blood was popping out because I didn't know what else to do. Wow. So there we go. That's it. The Tommy Chong interview. It'll be legendary, minus the part at the beginning of the show. Minus that part. Forget that part ever happened. We'll see you tomorrow out at the Hash Bash live. I'm not sure when.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.